Welcome to the first live episode. Welcome to We Like Firefighting Show. We're a group of firefighters. Join us as we dive into topics, discuss gear, news from the past week as it applies to the firefighter lifestyle. We have the new guy with us tonight. He's a volunteer firefighter, vehicle salvage expert. He's always last to the party, so we just call him the new guy. I'm your host, JJ, a volunteer firefighter, a pharmacist, and a gun lover. We do have our first guest with us today. He is Brett from Public Safety Store. We're going to do a little interview with him. How are you doing tonight, Brett?
Doing good, sir. How about you?
We're doing good. Well, let's start out. You were a volunteer firefighter, or are you still?
I am still. I am active on the roster at Allen still.
Okay. Well, give us a little bit of your background. When did you get into firefighting, and take us up until the point where you got onto the Public Safety Store.
Sure. So, guys, my name is Brett Preston. I am the sales manager at the Public Safety Store in Like Firefighting Kentucky. We sell police, fire, and EMS equipment. I travel all over the state, sometimes up in Indiana, Ohio, Tennessee. Just to name a few, I've got customers all over the country. A little bit about me. I am from Floyd County originally. Graduated high school at Betsy Lane in 2003. Jimmy and I have been friends since we were probably 5 years old, and he is actually the one that got me into the fire service. I guess started around 13, 14 years old.
I'm sorry about that.
I spent 12 years on Allen until I moved to Richmond. The first time I was down here in 2010. Kind of worked around, did a few different things. Went back to the fire service, I guess, about 2-3 years ago. I'm an active member at Allen, still now, again. I've been the sales manager here at the Public Safety Store for about 4 years now. Started in the warehouse, doing all our shipping and receiving and that type of stuff. And sales was kind of where I was good, what I could do, and I knew the product. So ultimately, getting me on the road and getting me in front of customers was the most beneficial thing for us in the store, and we just continued to grow rapidly. And that's about me.
That's good. So tell us more about the Public Safety Store.
Sure. So our owner is Sean Lawson, lifelong friend of mine as well, from Floyd County. He is currently now a Lexington lieutenant and paramedic for Lexington Fire Department. He started this at his house, kind of when eBay was big. Galls used to have warehouse sales every third or fourth Saturday of the month. He would just go down, load up on equipment, realize he couldn't pay for it, and turn around and sell it. So started doing that. It was under a different name at that time. It's been the Public Safety Store for a little over 10 years now. So Sean and I work kind of hand in hand together. He is the owner and operator. I do most of our sales stuff. We have 4 other salespeople, outside sales, with 3 to 4 people in the office and a warehouse manager as well. We sell equipment all over the country, all over the world. We have a 4,000 square foot showroom and warehouse in Lexington. 2009 Family Circle. If you guys are ever in the area, come check it out. Keep a lot of stock in our warehouse, in our showroom. More than happy to help you out. If you need anything, I can get you all my information. You can give me a call. I service a lot of people in Eastern Kentucky, again, where I'm from. I very much enjoy what I do. I love being around the fire service, the police service, EMS. And that's pretty much about the store. Again, been in the Public Safety Store a little over 10 years now, and we're continuing to grow, continuing to stay busy. Luckily, still have a job right now. And again, thank you to all our first responders, nurses, police, doctors, you name it, everybody who's keeping us safe out there. And again, thank you guys for all that you do, because I could not do what I do without you.
All right. We thank you too. I mean, what could we do without equipment? I mean, we had to have it, and it has to come from somewhere.
That's right.
So you're a gear vendor. Who you a vendor for?
We are a Veridian turnout gear dealer based out of Spencer, Iowa. They make complete custom gear, all 100% American made, 100% customizable. Fastest delivery times in the industry, competitively priced. I have at least 35 to 45 departments that I know are in our gear. I have from large paid departments to the smallest volunteer departments. So there's something in there for everybody, for price or whatever you're looking for. Veridian is top notch. And I would put my gear, I wear it personally. I have a set for me in my spec that I train in, do all my operations in, to take classes in. So I always tell people I wouldn't sell you something that I wouldn't put on myself.
Well, that's good. I think new guy here, you've had said Veridian gear on before.
Yeah, I've actually still got it right now. So, I mean, from the little bit I've used it, I'm pretty sure I've had it in my flashover training. Like you said, it's very mobile. I guess is the best way I could put it.
Yeah.
I really like the way the gear kind of moves with the body. So like I had gear before my new Veridian gear, it actually wasn't really flexible. Like when I squat down, I mean, I could put a lot of restriction on my knees and stuff like that. With this gear here, it actually kind of moves with you. And of course, the knee pads do help out.
Yeah.
Especially when you're training on, sorry for the lighting, especially when you're training on concrete. That was a big problem for me because I got really bony legs. That kind of helped me out a lot. And I've never had it rip or tear on me either. Like it's always been very durable for me.
And what's really awesome is that Veridian offers a 10-year full warranty on their gear. For the lifelong that you own it, as long as it's just not you straight tearing a hole in it, they can alter it, they'll fix it. I've had several customers, we've re-altered gear after they've lost weight even, and it's something really awesome that Veridian does, and they really take care of their customer, where the bigger companies don't really do that, or they're really hard to get a hold of. It's very easy for me to just pick up the phone, call the national sales manager, call the owner even, and say, hey, here's my issue, here's what we got going, how can we get it resolved? And within a couple of weeks, I've got any issues resolved or any of that type of issue. But I've had very few, a couple, resizing things that people end up losing weight or whatever the case may be, and get those knocked out, get them fixed, and it's completely covered by Veridian.
Well, I know, actually, I was the one who ordered Michael's set. It's when I was doing supply at Allen. I ordered 10 sets, and 10 out of 10 sets fit perfect, straight, first try.
And I hand measure all that. We do have sizing sets, but I've come to learn that when I hand measure it, I've gotten really good at it. So I try my best and make sure, how can I make it fit the best for you? And it lets me kind of see exactly what alterations need to be done, so you don't have to worry about gear coming and going. You get it in the first time, and you're ready to go.
I noticed one thing when you first introduced me to the gear. I like how the reflective on at least your Veridian gear is it's heat pressed on, not sewn on.
That's correct. Yeah, it's called Comfort Trim. It's a newer trim from 3M. The idea behind it is less stitches, right, and more flexibility. So every time you punch a hole in the shell of gear, it makes a weak point in it. So imagine just sewing, how reflective is, it's sewn all over. So you take all those holes out, you get rid of that break points, tear points. And as far as a repair side of things, you can, on a section, let's just say this section, for instance, was to get burned. Normally, this whole armband's got to come off and be re-sewn and redone. With that, you've got about 4 sections, 5 sections, however much gets burnt, can just be heated, peeled, put back on, and you're talking a couple hours worth of, labor versus days of sewing and redoing a garment.
I've also I bought them. I think it was Fire School last year. I bought a set of Viridian structural gloves off you, and that's been my go-to for the last year, and I love them. Honestly, I at this point don't see myself switching back to anything else.
The Fire Armor gloves is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Huge seller for us. Everybody I sell them to, the next time I go back and see them, they always tell me, "Hey man, this is the last pair of fire gloves I'll ever wear." Super comfortable, super protective. Liners are very well, put in. So I always tell people, get them wet, soak them wet and work them. That's how you find out how good a glove is, a lot of them will hold up dry, but wash these things, get them wet, duck them in water, and try them out. And you find out how good they are, how long they hold up. I mean, I've had people who make hundreds of fire runs a year who've had them ever since I've been there when I first got there, and they're still using the very same pair that they bought when they bought the first ones off of me.
Is there anything new coming out within the foreseeable future you can talk about?
So we have Viridian now has a couple new barrier hoods. Of course, cancer prevention is huge in the fire service right now.
Yeah, that's a very hot topic right now.
Yeah. So what's really awesome is we have the most comfortable and most affordable barrier hoods on the market. Have some 100% Nomex, and I have some NanoFlex, what's called NanoFlex, which is a material that is a barrier inside the hood. So if you feel the Gore hoods that are out there, they're really thick and they have this sound when you move them. But this, if I gave it to you side by side from the 100% Nomex hood that you have right now, you'd never tell the difference. And, a lot of these hoods are running at 110 to 85 to 110 range, and we have them starting at about $60, $65.
That's not bad at all. No.
And it does have the cancer prevention barrier inside.
That's good. I may hit you up later for one of those. We'll see how that works.
And also something Viridian's done is it's called Max Shield. It is a cancer prevention system inside the gear itself. So it has it in the cuffs of the jacket, in the ankles, and in the gut, because upon studies they found that's where particulates were entering into firefighters. So there's a system now that's offered, and it can be in or out or taken in or out of gear for cancer prevention purposes.
Anything outside of Viridian going on? Anything new?
So, of course, FDIC got canceled this year.
Yeah, I bet you there's a whole lot of happy people about that.
There's a whole lot of people that, what's the best way to put it? There's a lot of people who were disappointed. That's the big show every year. That's when everybody releases all the new items and talks about what's coming, what's hot, what's not in the fire service.
Well, it's also a time a lot of vendors meet up and make their plans for the year. I mean,
that's right. We have vendor meetings. We're up there all week from Wednesday morning till Sunday. We usually have 1 to 2 vendor meetings at least every morning with our manufacturers from Phoenix and out in California to Viridian, Interspiro. And it's a lot of times it's the only time we get to see a lot of these guys is that one time of the year. And you make sales predictions, you make what's new, what can we do, how do we grow, and that's something that we don't really have anymore. On top of good food and drinks with good friends, of course. And it's sad. I know they're talking about rescheduling. I saw the other day September, October.
But at that point, though, I mean, at September, October, it's almost time to get ready for the next one.
Well, it is. But again, they're talking about changing it altogether. And again, we'll see how that works. There's also a new show that was supposed to start this year in Philadelphia called Intershoots. Originally, Intershoots is done every 5 years over in Germany, and it is it's 3 FDICs. 100,000 people. They only have it every 5 years. It's the biggest to do in the fire service, other than FDIC, of course. They were about ready to have their first one in Pennsylvania in June. It was scheduled, and it got canceled as well. So you're figuring out, I don't know if having them back to back like that is going to be normal, or how they're planning on doing that. But again, it's, I'll be interested to see what all this is going to happen. So.
Well, that, and I mean, who's to say we're even going to be through with this by October?
That's right. I was talking to somebody the other day, and we're talking about reopening and when things would go back to normal and all the phases and all that type of stuff. And, it's, well, is it coming back, in the fall? Like, the heat's going to kill it, and then the fall, it's going to come back again. What's the answer? I don't know. I have my opinions on things that have been done and said, and everything like that. But again, I'm not a medical expert, so I'll leave that up to them. But I can tell you, it's, I've done gear sizings over Zoom here the last few weeks. I've done air pack presentations over Zoom. It's just not the same as far as getting in front of my customer, being able to see my customer and talk to them, shake their hand, that type of stuff. I miss that. I miss seeing my customers. I miss intertwining with my customers and being able to travel and spend time with everybody.
That's one downside of this whole thing too, is like from our perspective, we like to be able to actually touch the product and see what it's made out of. I mean, on video, you can see how good the product is.
Yeah.
I'm that kind of person, like if I'm buying this wallet, for example, I won't be able to feel it and see if it's durable.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you get that a lot, Michael, with flashlights, right? So I can make a video and all this stuff and be like, man, that thing looks just unbelievable. And then you get one in your hand, and you're like, oh, it's made iffy. The run time's not so good, but being able to put it in your hand, being able to put it to use, I'm 100% on board with you on that. I always take demo stuff with me because, again, I want to sell you something that I would use myself, and I, like I said, that's the biggest sale key in this business. Is people like to put their hands on things, and it always helps. From the fire schools that we go to, we set up. We have the biggest setups at any fire schools we go to, as far as being able to purchase things right there on hand, being able to see things, and actually get a feel of what you're buying, rather than me just saying, oh yeah, this is what you need.
Yeah.
Well, it's like last year, you had one of the new Nightsticks helmet lights, and I sent Tracy to come buy it from you, and you're like, can I hang on to it till the end of the show? Because I only had one. I was like, man, hang on to it. I'm not in a big hurry for it.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah, and again, a lot of that stuff is impulse buying. You see it and you want it. I have uncanny amounts of people, you can contact on products that we sell or customer service that we offer. And again, I'm more than happy. If the department needs anything, feel free to reach out to me. You can get my contact info. I'm on Facebook. Call the store, my cell phone. A lot of people I already deal with there in Eastern Kentucky, specific.
I know I've sent you messages at who knows what time of the day and night. Hey,
Right.
I need a price on this.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm here. You can call, text, whatever. 90% of the time I answer. If not, leave a voicemail and I can call you back. And I'm available all the time.
So what was the website again?
It is www.publicsafetystore.com.
Okay. All right.
Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We're everywhere. So
on all the things.
yes.
All right. We're gonna move on to the rest of the regular show. If you want to hang on or
Sure.
stay on, you're fine. You're welcome to. If
Sure,
you gotta
absolutely.
jump off anytime. Okay.
So, thank you guys for having me. Again, I appreciate everything you guys are doing. If you need anything, I'm here. Jim can get you my contact info.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description for the show notes.
Okay.
It'll be out there.
Yeah. Again, like I said, appreciate everything you're doing. Jim, this is a great thing that you're doing. I hope it really gets growing for you.
We hope it does too. We just want to, it's like being at the station. We just want to sit around, have a good time, tell some stories, and maybe learn something along the way.
Sure.
We're going to move into something that's going to be right up your alley. It's a gear chat. Each person can discuss one item they either own, want, or need. Doesn't have to be fire related. So a few months back, we had some some flash flood coming through, and we had to help some people out of the houses. And we were coming up with having to use taglines to make sure we were safe going back and forth between ourselves and the victim. And we were realizing we were coming up short on a number of taglines. So what I actually ended up doing is I found some life rope on discount, and I actually made my own taglines. Used a rope cutter that was at the fire department. Made myself 5 or 6, 6 foot long taglines, just to keep ourselves safer. You never know what you're getting into, if you're gonna lose footing. And they're quick, easy. They're relatively inexpensive, so if something happens to one of them, we've not lost anything. And it's just an added layer of safety. We'll see how they work. Hopefully we don't have to use them anytime soon, but you never know, especially weather in Kentucky. It's crazy right now anyway.
You can use them tomorrow morning.
Right.
I don't know. I've been looking a lot at there's different necessities for my gear. I don't know why my lighting is so bad. I guess it's because I'm leaning down on the counter. I'm just trying to find different things to put into my gear to make it more usable for me. I know, like, basic stuff like wire cutters, stuff like that. I guess I'm looking more for like a different, kind of like a combo tool that I could use. Something like, has my cutters and everything on, which I don't know. I looked at Swiss Army a little bit. I know their durability is pretty nice, but I'm still kind of open to what I'd want to put in there that I can pretty much use for anything.
Honestly, I can show you something I picked up the other day. I've not got a chance to review it yet, but it might be up your alley. I was going to talk about a different week, but since you asked.
I just hate having stuff in my pockets. It's like,
well, I was noticing where obviously we get discounts through Benchmade for first responders. It's a seatbelt cutter, window brake, and has the key for oxygen tanks.
Oh, that would be handy.
Lightweight, stainless steel. Even though, it's Benchmade makes expensive stuff, it wasn't bad. It's about $55 after the discount, so that's not bad for their products because it comes with lifetime warranty too.
Michael, have you saw the snagger tool?
I'm not 100% sure. Do you have? I don't know. Oh, I haven't heard of it.
So S-shaped tool, it's about a 14-in-1 tool, something that we sell hand over fist, hundreds and hundreds a month. I can send you some information on it.
Yeah, I've got one. They're handy.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking into, like I said, I have so much stuff in my pockets. Like I just want to make myself not as heavy, I guess is the way I can put it. Is I just want to be, I don't want to weigh myself down because, obviously that's going to wear me out quicker.
Channel Lock makes I think they discontinued a tool, and I think it's now the 87 tool that's wire cutters and just all this type of stuff. Just trying to think just right off what I knew. EMI makes some really good tools, the 511, the 911 tools. Got the, let's see. I'll think of some more, and I can send you some info. Just something that's something we sell a lot of. that it's really lightweight and really multi-use tools that you have availability to.
And what kind of price ranges those run into? Do you know?
So, the EMI tools start around the $38 to $40, $45, $50 range. Snagger tools, you're looking at about the $60 to $70 range. Of course, there's some shears that we have. The Raptors have a lifetime warranty on them. They are made to cut through turnout gear. Some really awesome shears, some different color options that I sell a lot of as well.
I'll be interested to look at those too, because I've been needing some durable shears. The only one I have is the ones that I think HealthNet gave away. I think it's the only ones I have, which they do good for basic stuff. But
sure.
But it'd be nice to have something I know if, God forbid, if something happens to a fireman, I can cut through his turnout gear and not have any trouble.
Got a seat belt cutter, it's got a ring cutter, it's got the O2 shut off on there, a little bit of everything. So that's something, like I said, it's a lifetime warranty. So they break, they dull, they're 100% covered. We sell those. We've got all three. They make a tan, a black, and a orange and black. We keep all three in stock, and I'm more than happy, to get those over to you and let you try them. And like I said, you get a lifetime warranty with them, and that's hard to beat as far as fire service stuff goes, because firefighters can break anything.
Yeah. Yes, we can.
Yes.
So
yes,
as long as you don't lose it, you'll always have a pair of shears.
Sweet. Yeah, I'll definitely be interested in checking those out. Is your all's store? I'm assuming it's closed right now.
The portion 2 miles from it. We are still taking orders. We have an order processor and a shipper there right now. So we are shipping everything out. But if you need something, I'm available. I can put orders in right here from my computer at home. It'll leave usually same day, if not within 48 hours. We drop ship directly from manufacturers if we don't have it in stock. So, we're still up. We're still operating. We're still serving our first responders. So, need something, just let me know and I can get you took care of.
Sweet. I'm definitely going to get in contact with you on those shears because I need some.
All right. And then you, Brett, as a man that has access to everything.
That's what I was about to say. I was talking to somebody about this the other day, everybody you talk to always says, well, I'd like to have one of these, or I'd like to try this. And that's the thing about what I do is I pretty much have access to everything. So as far as what I would want, I don't know, need, again, same way. But there are a lot of great, awesome tools out there. For me, something I really think that's awesome that I've been selling a lot of here lately are the personal thermal imaging, the K1s from FLIR.
Oh, yeah.
Very affordable.
I think I've seen those in person.
Yeah, very affordable right now. Really awesome handheld thermal imaging camera. And like I said, it's affordable enough to where if you want to buy one out of pocket, you can afford to do that now. Again, where they were $8,000-$10,000 for the longest time, $599 gets you a top of the line thermal imaging camera for you to use. And you can't go wrong with Pro Bars either. That's a badge of honor.
Absolutely, yeah.
So either one of those tools are really great tools.
Yeah, I've got a chance to use the K1. It's really nice. I actually got to use it in a fire. It worked out great. It helped us really well, actually. I mean, it made it a lot easier to do primary search. And I'll tell one of monkey myself, we actually crawled by the fire the first time scanning, and then when we scanned around, there it was, and we found it and put it out. It was a really good time.
Yeah, and there's different settings on there. You got high gain, low gain. You can set temperature settings. It's got a little bit of everything. Takes pictures, has built-in flashlight. I mean, it's a really awesome tool. The flashlight's
actually very bright too.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about flashlights earlier. That's If I ever had the money to buy one myself, that's what I'd probably buy.
Yeah.
As I say, I don't know what my paychecks are going to carry each week because COVID-19 decided it wants to do its thing, you know.
Yeah, it's a rough time for a lot of people right now.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll move on from there. That was good fun. We'll move into would you rather have, and you can do brand new, Bullard UST traditional helmet, or one that you actually sell, a Phoenix TL2.
Yeah, he's frozen. Yeah.
Did you hear any of that, Brett?
I didn't hear a word.
No.
All right, we'll try it again. Would you rather have a Bullard UST traditional or a Phoenix TL2? I know you sell the Phoenix.
A Phoenix TL2, hands down. I'd rather have a Phoenix helmet than any Bullard, Carnes, Honeywell, whatever. Again, not just because I sell them. If you try, we'll start with the leathers. The TL2 is the most comfortable, most customizable, lightweight, ergonomic, best fitting fire helmet I've ever had on my head. It is lighter than most traditional composites that are out there. Again, it's 100% customizable and is most of the time $200 minimum less than, N5A or N6A. Again, put one on. I 10-to-1 sell and would take a TL2 over any helmet, period, whether it be composite or leather.
I haven't really tried any of the newer ones. The only thing I've had is Bullard. I don't really have much of an opinion, honestly. I mean, I like it better than my original helmet. I'm so glad I went with traditional. Obviously, it has that more traditional look. So I'm not really. I know, like, I've always wanted to try leather. I know they're a lot of work to keep up, pretty much, from what I've heard. I mean, from what I saw.
It's just like anything else, right? You take care of it, it takes care of you. You
Right.
see these guys who have leather helmets who had them for 20 plus years. You'll never have that with a composite. You take care of it, you keep it clean. You'll have a helmet for the lifespan of the helmet.
Right.
But again, you see these people, a lot of people who are, leatherhead, what they call leatherheads. And it's all they wear. There is no composite, to them. It's all leather or nothing. And again, I think once you get one on your head and you get used to it and you try it out and you see the patina it ends up getting, excuse me, the look that it gets, it's you get into that, man, all I want to wear is a leather.
Right.
What about you, Jim?
Well, my first traditional was a Bullard, and it was heavier than sin. I still have a helmet. It goes out of date this year, and I'm glad. Now, my personal right now, I had bought for me right around Christmas was a Carnes 1044.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just because the budget wasn't there for anything more at the time.
Sure.
Now, I wouldn't mind having leather later, but I mean, for right now, that 1044 suits me fine.
Yeah.
But if I have to choose between the two there, yeah, I'd go with the Phoenix probably too.
Yeah. It's a game changer when you get one in your hands. Like, you feel it. And I get people who ask me all the time, this is leather and this is NFPA certified. And I'm always like, yeah, and it really surprises them, comparative to any composite helmet that they wear.
Let's see. If each cast member was a tool, well, you're both tools, but if you were a tool, what tool would they be? Now, limit yourself to structural firefighting tools only, because I know this is going to go bad if we go anywhere outside of this. But I'll go first. So let's see. So Michael would be a roof hook because he's got those long dangly arms. So he's got the reach, he using. And then Brett. This is hard because I've known Brett for so long. Let's go Brett's and nozzle, because he's what you're going to depend on to get the job done.
There you go.
He's dependable. He gets the job done. Every now and then he may mess up, but he always saves your butt in the end.
Right.
Let's see. Who wants to go next? Either of you two?
I would say, for me personally, it would be a Pro Bar. I'm handy. Swiss Army knife, can do a little bit of everything. Again, dependable, hardworking, long lasting. So I would definitely say a Pro Bar. Can you not think of anything, Michael? We haven't had, so everybody knows, if that don't know, Michael and I haven't had the opportunity to meet a whole lot of times, or even fight fire together, really.
I was going to say another handful of times at State Fire.
Yeah. So
that's about it.
Yeah.
Which is ironic, because you were on the same department at the same time.
Yeah.
Right. Which was just strange, but again, circumstances. You and I both are away, so.
Well, that's a side effect of rural firefighting too.
Yeah. Jim, for you, I would say a fire engine. You would probably make a good fire engine, because you get it there. You are the one that you depend on to take you to where you need to be.
Right.
I know you've been in charge of purchasing, in training. You've been around the fire service your whole life.
Yeah.
Dad, uncles, grandpa, everything. So you're what you need to to hop in and go and depend on to get you where you need to be.
That's cool. So did you come up with anything, Michael? It's all on you now.
All right, I got it. All right, JJ, I thought it through. I can't see my knife, but I was trying to point. So I would say you would probably be like a thermal imaging camera, because obviously you're there, and then you can you can help us spot the problem if there is a problem.
Okay.
Kind of like in the split second that you're needed, you know exactly what to do and say, which helps out a lot, because you get somebody like me in there and you're like, oh yeah, just do that. I'm like, oh well, that makes sense. I don't know why I didn't think about that on myself, because usually it's something simple. And like a thermal imaging camera, it simply finds the fire. It finds the heat of the problem. Brett, you would probably, I don't know. I'm still debating.
You know what's really sad? He's known this question for a week.
I didn't be on here exactly. All right, you have to come back to me.
Oh, you're it. This is the end of it. That's okay. That's all right.
There you go.
So we'll do a wrap up. Anyone have any closing remarks? Last chance to pimp yourself, Brett.
I guess, guys, I'll start. Again, I think it's awesome what you're doing. Keeping, I keep up with everything on Facebook. Of course, Jim, you and I talk all the time. We're always talking about prices or products or this and that and the other. I think what you're doing is really awesome. Keep it up. I'll be more than happy to put it out there, that what you're doing when you're doing these things. Try to get people tuned in, and, keep everybody in the loop. Again, thank you for having me on. Greatly appreciate it. Again, thank you to all our first responders, police, fire, EMS, nurses, doctors, pharmacists, respiratory therapists, anybody in the medical field or the emergency operations field. Thank you so much for all that you're doing to keep us safe. And again, guys, if you need anything, I'm here. I'm more than happy to help. For my Eastern Kentucky people, I'm home all the time. My mom, who's probably watching right now, hello, Mom, love you. I'm home all the time. I bring my daughter home to see her grandmother all the time. So if you need something from the head of the holler at Mud Creek to the outskirts of Louisville, Lexington, give me a call. I'm up and down 64, all the time, 64, 75, Mountain Parkway. I'm always coming through there. I have customers all the way from home and back. And I'm more than happy to stop by, bring anything you need, come show you the new stuff, or whatever I can do to help, I will. We're always trying to help our rural customers. So again, thank you guys for having me. Thank you for what you're doing, and you guys stay safe, be careful, take care of each other, and we'll hopefully there's some light at the end of the tunnel for this. So maybe we can get back to reality and I can actually come see you guys before too long. So.
That'd be great. Yeah, like to get together with you and hang out for a little while.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got anything, new guy?
Just kind of pushing forward on what he said is, we can't really thank everybody enough for doing what they do. As a essential worker, as everybody wants to call us. I know y'all working countless hours. Overtime is probably out the roof for you all right now, and just trying to make sure we have enough staff to keep the departments running. So if we are needed, or if you all are needed in this case, you all are there at a moment's notice. The reason why we all do the things we do, and we can't really. I know there's not much we can do through a screen, but we're hoping we give you all some kind of entertainment, just to kind of give you all something to do, to kind of relax, I guess, kind of make you laugh a little bit. That's kind of what we're looking for. If they have any questions for any of us, and including Brett, just a comment below, like what would make the show more interesting, what they would, in their opinion, what would make the show better.
I'm glad somebody calling this entertaining.
I know we all got a lot of stress going on right now, just trying to get everything to the new normal. We're here. We're always going to be here. On anything, let us know.
That's right. We'll be here until nobody watches this, because I've got no plans to end it. Everything's renewed for another year, so we're at least going to do this for one more year. So we'll go from that. Hopefully we're not still quarantined a year from now. That'd be terrible.
Hopefully we can do some actual live, training stuff or something where we can actually physically be together and do something.
Well, I had all plans to do booth interviews at the local fire school. I had stuff set up, cameras ready to go, and then this happened and no more fire school.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Hopefully, things get back to what we can call normal.
The new normal.
The new normal. Yeah. Things will never be back where they were before.
No.
All right. Well, we'd like to thank you all for listening to the episode. If you enjoy the show, leave us a review on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Feel free to email us at welikefirefighting@gmail.com. Check out our website. It's also welikefirefighting.com. And then finally, we've done this every episode so far, and I have no plan to stop it. We're going to share the suicide hotline. Things are hard. Things are really hard right now. There's a whole lot of people in some really bad situations. So if you need help, don't hesitate to call. The number is 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255. Your family needs you there. There are people around you that need you to be there. We need you there. We'll kick back in with you guys next week. Thank you guys for watching and listening in live action.